Okay, so here is the only video I have of me on Homunculus of the year, which is ironic since last year I took like 50 videos. But this video was the first time I made it through the mid-crux, and I watched this video a lot. So I'll just point out the key things that I really learned from watching this. And the first one is about to happen here. It's as I'm entering into the first crux, which used to be really reliable for me, and this year it just wasn't. So this go, it felt really good, and I really studied what I did differently, and the key is that I stayed really close to the wall. So that was so helpful. I never fell there again after this go because of that. Just actually realizing that it's like, oh, when I'm not doing it, I'm letting myself come away from the wall. And if I just focus on staying into the wall, I could easily get through those moves. Not easily, but get through those moves, which was also a big mindset boost because instead of just wondering if I was going to fall there that go, I actually had something that really helped me to focus on instead, and it just made it such a more enjoyable experience too. Okay, the next thing I really learned from this video was that I had on brand new knee pads because I was like, I feel like I'm getting close and I'm feeling really good on this route, so I'm going to have on brand new knee pads and that's going to make everything awesome. But it didn't. I actually really struggled. The rubber was extra stiff, so after watching this video and watching how much I struggled putting in some of these knee bars, this one in particular, you could see like I set it. And it's just a knee scum. It's not very good. And then I actually had to like reset it, and I've never had to do that before, but the rubber was too stiff and it made this clip really scary. So I just knew from watching this video that I needed just to stick with my older knee bar pads, which was really helpful because I wouldn't have necessarily come to that conclusion if I hadn't watched that struggle happen, because this was my first go past the midpoint crux. So I think I would have just forgotten all about it, honestly. And then all these moves here, I have pretty dialed, and I don't typically fall on them. But one of the things that I recognized was that there's more opportunity to be shaking out my right arm. So my right arm is the arm that would fail me at my high point crux. And this is the first time I came close to the high point crux on this go. You'll see that here in a little bit. But I realized I would get lots of good left hand shakes and not as much right hand shakes. So for my Sen go, what was really helpful was I really thought about shaking out my right arm more than my left arm. And I lengthened down the length of time I was shaking each hand, because here, watching this video, I was like, oh, I'm shaking pretty rapidly. It's like, I'll just count here in a second. It's like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, back on the wall. I try to really get that to like 4 to 6 seconds each hand, just to give myself more time to settle and actually recover. And I think that really helped. So I do a lot of counting like that when watching videos, and it helps me calibrate what I actually want to be doing and what it feels like I'm doing versus what I'm actually doing. So this here is my midpoint crux. This is the hardest move on the route for me. Here is this little jump. You might not have seen that super well, but maybe, okay. Yeah, so it wasn't the best video of it, but that's fine. Hard, powerful move when I'm pretty pumped, because I don't actually recover that much in that rest. And I was really surprised to have gotten through it. This is my first time of the season getting through that move. So I was nervous, and because of that, I stopped shaking out completely. You can start to see a chicken wing there. And I messed up one of my foot sequences in here, which is subtle, but my left foot should actually be on a hold higher. And I didn't actually know I messed that up until I watched the video. So again, the video was really helpful, because otherwise I would have been like, oh, it just feels extra hard this year when I get up there. But I was like, no, I messed up my feet. It's okay. So it gave me something to look forward to. I really tried hard. I like how I fell and really fought. And the last thing I'm going to point out that I noticed from this video was that I just came down. I was like, I'm too pumped to go back up. But I made a kind of pact with myself that from this point forward, after watching that happen, that I was going to make sure, even if I fell and I was super pumped and I was going to give it another go, to pull back on and at least do one bolt more. That was one of the best things I did in terms of giving myself more chance of sending the route in the next subsequent goes. It just really built my confidence that I didn't have to be death pumped there. Okay, thanks for listening to this, and I hope to see you in my How to Analyze Your Own Climbing Videos workshop, which is this week. This was just a little preview of me looking at a video, but this is the kind of thing I do with clients all the time, and it's one of the most helpful things for me to do for my own climbing, but also in terms of helping clients. So I can't wait to teach you all the ins and outs, and I'm going to really go into detail on what I actually look for. So I hope to see you there.